to stage. Can you see me now? Have I done it? I'm hoping. Wait, yes, I can see it. It's there. Well, hey. Can you believe? Yep, I can see it now. Oh, wow. Yay. Paul's absolutely yarntastic with Heidi. Hello. How are you? And hi, Blanca. And Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. I haven't seen you for a while. Sylvia. It's Sylvia. Well, hello. So, yeah. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to. Now I've had those on, I need them. Hate glasses. They're just they're bad for you. Hi, Kay and Jacqueline and Tracy. The gang's all here. Nearly. Well, I guess there's more gang to come, hopefully. But hello, don't forget the thummies. I'm a bit out of practice with these live stream malarkeys. I don't do them as much as I used to. This is the first evening one I've done in a long time. And I'm doing it with this StreamYard that I'm not very good at. So, yeah, hopefully I'll get better. Hi, Diane. Look what the wind blew. Used to blow me in a lot, didn't it? But I haven't done evening ones. Whoa, I can't remember the last time I did an evening one, to be honest with you. I've done some daytimes, but hi, Dodo. Hello, guys. Don't forget the thummies. Wow. I forgot it's more busy in the evening than it is when you do a daytime one. It's nice to see you too. Hey, Jan. Hi. Welcome in. Don't forget the thummy. Good to see you. Pop into a few of yours. Your hooker versus hooker. I saw it the other night. I said hello, but it was so busy. I don't think anyone saw me. But yeah, that's kind of a thing that goes in one of our magazines, do that. And it's good to see. It's good fun. So how are you all? Are you having a lovely evening? It's been really hot here today. I bet it's been hotter here than most parts of Europe anyway. It's been lovely. Not that I've seen much of it because I was recording. I recorded my whip along and then I started recording a cowl. I'm doing a new cowl. And it's, I don't know what to do with it really. It's one of those things where I might see what people think and take it the next level with, looking at the comments, like an interactive cowl. Obviously, people watch it after the event. It's not. But if you watch it at the time and you think, oh, I'd like to see these stitches in, then maybe we can do that. That might be fun. So I recorded it. And I was very lucky, right? I decided to pause it and upload that. Not upload, but save that part. Hi, Lulu. Welcome in. And I saved that bit. And then I recorded the next bit and made a big mistake. So it's a good job I did that. Because all I had to do was get rid of that one bit. Yeah, I know. Check me out. I'm usually like sitting there yawning in front of the TV by now. But I decided, I might just do a live. Why not? Used to do them all the time in the evening. It was the only time I ever did do them. And then, I used to trip over other people's lives and stuff. And it kind of got crazy. Lulu's treasure trove. Hi, you. Don't forget the thummy. I probably said hello to you already. But yeah, good to see you all. This is all I have. So I have to sip it. Being in the that much, it kind of looks like booze, doesn't it? It's not. It's a soft drink. I don't drink anymore. If I was funny, I'd say I don't drink any less either, but I don't actually. I don't actually do. I can't see this. Hang on. So happy to catch me on my live. I'm so happy you're here. I am very happy you're here. Got mine on the way in. Oh, at the thummy. Just started a blanket in Squeeze Me. It's beautiful. Just getting used to that. I love Squeeze Me. I have some at the back of me. I brought these two in. Stolen from the shop. I know. Well, it's my shop, so I can steal it if I want to. I brought these two because I was going to make something with them. Obviously, I wouldn't brought them in otherwise, would I? Hi, Janet. Hello to you. Welcome. So yeah, I brought these two. They're really soft. Look, I don't know where the camera is on this thing, but look how that sheen you get. What I like about it is it's like all the softness and squishiness of maybe Flutterby without the thickness. It's a DK weight. I think it would probably be more Aran when you use it because, you know, look at that. It's just not a DK. It's fluffy for a start. So yeah, as chenilles go, I love the colours. They're vibrant and interesting. So I got those in. I was going to make something with it, but I also brought in DK because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do it with. So you haven't got the green. I think this one's called Apple. Let me get my specs on. Get my eyeballs on. Apple green. And what's this one called? Emerald green. But I didn't use them in the end for what I was going to use them for. I used DK because if I'd used that, it would have been big. I know it says it's DK, but I think it's fatter, so it would work up bigger. Using a 5mm, you couldn't you? I'm using. I can't really tell you what it is. It's kind of like a shh project. Mind you, I think all my projects need to be shh projects now. But yeah, apple green is very pretty. It really is. When I put it close to the camera, it bleached it a little bit. It's more kind of deep than you saw. It's so soft. But yeah, I've had quite a lot of colours in Hobby Rocks. Hi, Roberta. Welcome. Don't forget the thummy, guys, if you just come in. And Kristen, hello. So yeah, I've got quite a few of the colours. The only ones I didn't get were baby colours because I had so many baby colours in Flutterby, which was never as popular as you know, I was led to believe it was. And so I tend to just get the more adult colours. No, you know what I mean? Sort of, they've got fuchsias and bright pinks and really nice kind of adult colours. Hi, Tara. Oh, sorry, you're probably Tara, right? Because you're from the US, so you won't be saying Tara. You'll be saying Tara, right? I've got this in the family. My sister-in-law is called Cara, but no, she's Kara. Only I find it hard to say it because, you know, to us, it's Cara. She hates that. She really hates it. So I try my best. And her partner, Martin, calls her Cara. Cara. And, you know, even that's not calling her Kara. But yeah, what can you do? It's just the language thing, isn't it? But you know what I love is, to us, the name Tamara in the US is Tamara, and I love it. If my name was Tamara, I'd insist on everyone calling me Tamara. I would. You answer to both. It's just us, isn't it, in our poshness? Poshness. Yeah, yeah. But you know what I mean? It does sound, doesn't it? It sounds posher when you say Cara. But yeah, I get it. It's just that when we first met Kara, I find it so hard to say. We were having a meeting about Gary's mother and her carers and what was going to happen with social services ongoing with her needs because she had really poor mobility and stuff. Hi, Karen. Welcome. And when we were sitting around the table, she introduced herself. She said, hi, I'm Kara. So we thought she was the carer. So Gary did. And he was talking to her as if she was Joyce's carer. And she went, I'm not her carer. And so I said, I thought you said you were a carer. She went, that's my name. And it's like, oh, right. Just got into a bit of a kerfuffle with that one. But yeah, we got past it. But she often tells me off because I can't. So when I call her Cara, I said, I'm sorry, I just can't do it. It's like wrong. But I do my best. And I kind of stumble when I say it. It's like I have to go, Kara. You know, but, you know, I get there. Oh, so what have you been up to? What have you all been doing with yourself today? I've had a really busy day. And when I think about it, I'm not done very much. Hi, Darlene. I haven't done much at all, really. Apart from, I did a little whip along because I wanted to put a wider strap on my bag, which is around here somewhere, guys. I'm going to do it. Isn't it? Here it is. So I did a bit of a wider strap to my bag. This was one of my Year of Granny Squares tutorials, and the strap was just the light blue part, and I've added the darker blue bits. But I'm probably going to add that all the way around because it would finish it off nicely. So I'm going to do that as well. But I wanted a wider strap because I do crossbody. So yes, tomorrow's Year of Granny Squares is going to be a nice one. Well, I like it anyway. I think it's a nice one. Hi, is that Galway Creations? Sorry, I'm like, should put my glasses on. You got your last infusion for a couple of months. Well, I hope that's, you know, I hope it's not horrible. I hope it's not horrible for you when you have those. And you made a lovey. Hang on, I'm going to have to put my glasses on. Oh yeah, lovey. You did. You made a lovey. I thought, does that say something about lovely or a lovey? You made it. I'm gone. It's steaming up now. I'm obviously hot stuff. Looking forward to the new square. I'm bigging it up a bit, aren't I, really? I'd show it to you, but I don't think it's in here. I mean, it's quite safe to show it to you because it's up tomorrow. Washing while weather's good. Yeah, I did the washing today as well. Thank you, Roberta. He was looking at this morning to make one. It's ever so easy. And I lined it. I lined each square. So it made it fully lined because the join is so dense. Nothing's escaping that bag through the join. Not even like a sewing needle could penetrate my join. So sounds good, doesn't it? But you know what I mean? So yeah, I kind of just lined it that way. It was the easiest way. I know there is another way of making it, like a big rectangle and turning it. So there is that. But I wanted the squares. I just wanted it to be like that. I could always do the other one. You love my big chicken? Well, this was made for me. This was made for me. And the maker is with us this evening. It's beautiful, isn't it? I've got my chickie and all my drama llamas. So I've got my no drama llamas and my chickie. That I've been coveting those for a long, long time. Hang on. Tammy! Hi. Good to see you too. I've just about sussed the GTSY. You're not good at hand stitching. They're really small stitches. I mean, well, I'm not that brilliant, I have to say, but it was ever so easy because all I did was tiny little stitches. I folded it and sort of ironed the fold so that it wouldn't fray. And then I just kind of sewed very minute stitches all the way along. It's ever so easy. I mean, you know, if I can do it and I never sew, then you can. Hi, Aero Lover. Welcome in. Don't forget the thummy. So did I say hello to you, Trees? I'm sure I did, but if I didn't, I'm sorry. I'm sure I did. I tried to sort of find everyone as they come in. But yeah, kind of weirdly a busy day, but with very little to show for it. And I think it because I started off waiting for the postman to collect my orders. If you're not familiar with it, I've got a shop, hobbyrocks.co.uk, and I post out worldwide. So I have the postman collect from me, which is brilliant. I don't have to go. When I first started, I used to trudge to the post office with all these, and sometimes there were giant, big kind of, you know, parcels, and I'd have like 5 of them, and I'd have to go take it in turns coming back from the car or get Gary to come with me. And then when I found that they would actually come and pick it up from me, that was like, thank God for that, you know. And he comes in sometimes with a giant sack and they're all small. And other times he won't bring his sack and they'll be all big ones. But yeah, so anyway, I had to wait for him and he was a bit late. And I had to do some washing and make dinner. So apart from that, I got a little bit of crocheting and filming done in the meantime. You made granny square bags and lined them with a plain canvas bag. You know what? I bought some blanks specifically to do that at some point. And I brought some from my shop, and I lost them. But I bought some more. I've actually put on listed them yesterday, in fact, some of those ones that are little zip bags like this, and you can use them either as makeup bags, pencil cases. You can put crochet hooks in them, notions in them. And I've kind of got blank ones because you can either use them with crochet knitting, you can paint on them, or, you know, to any kind of artistic, you can embroider on them or anything, really personalize them, or you can just you know, do anything you want with them. So that's, I got them so that they had different colored zips so that you could color coordinate. If you wanted to make something green like that, you could use the one with the green zip. Hi, Cat, welcome. How's my arm? No, it has healed. Hope your arm has healed, she said. Have a great week. Well, it's kind of healed. I can move it now. I don't feel any problems there, unless I would sometimes, if I'm holding something heavy out from me, then it will twinge, but mostly it's not too bad. But I did put myself back a little bit the other day when we went shopping. I held Gary asked me to hold the basket for a while, and it was really heavy, and I kind of, when I got home, it hurt me getting in and out of the car, hurt my leg, and because I had a fall, guys, like a real old lady, I had a fall. And so I hurt my leg again, and then getting out of the car, I hurt my toe. So I thought, that's it. Now all of the bits that I injured are hurting again. But thankfully, after a good night's sleep, and it's not so bad. But I'm a massive bruises. Thank goodness not on my face. These ones are probably the only ones I can show you, and they're getting paler. But the top of my thigh, groin area, and unmentionable area are totally black. They're not purple, they are black, and they are big. They're like this each, and it's terrible. And all down my left thigh is a kind of a cluster in a weird shape of bruises that now it's starting to color. All around it is brown, and then it's awful. It's really bad. And then in between my toe, at one point my whole toe was black. Now it's just black inside between my big toe and the next one, and half of my big toe. So yeah, the bruises are a bit hench, but at least they are not visible bruises. That's the thing, you know. I'm glad about that. Could have been like, I don't know, really did a number on me, but it was just invisible. Thank goodness. I'm wearing shorts, funnily enough, but I haven't been out. so the postman might have seen them, but he wouldn't have seen the dodgy ones. He only saw the ones on my thigh, or kind of above my knee, but he wouldn't have seen a lot because they're just above the knee shorts. But yeah, he might have seen a bit, I don't know, but he knew I fell anyway. Yeah. Because he came to collect from me straight after, and I couldn't hold the box, and I couldn't do this, and yeah, mess. I don't know that I didn't break anything. That's the thing. You know, I didn't go and get checked out. There was no way I was going to waste my whole day sitting in A&E and being x-rayed. And I thought the only bit that was possibly broken would be my toe, and they can't do anything for it anyway. So I didn't really want to sit in A&E just to be told to go and elevate my foot. So, but since my hip had been troubling, and I know from working at the ambulance service all those years that people can fracture their hip and not even know it, because it doesn't always hurt. So I'm kind of hoping that when the swelling and everything goes down and it heals, then that's just going to go away. I don't really want any of that dodgy malarkey. I'm just trying to match my yarn. What for pretty colours? I know. I'm variegated. I'm very variegated at the moment. Extremely variegated. 3 foot high fence, land on your butt and hit your back. Ow, you couldn't walk. Honestly, darling, what are we like? Hi, Sonia. Welcome in. When Lorraine, did I say hello? I need some arnica. They say that, don't they? Or rubber battery on it. My son always like Love Bites. Might be Love Bites. Yeah, I haven't got any of those. Hi, Kim. Thank you very much. I am getting there. I'm getting better. But yeah, I was going to say, like, what, you know, about falling and everything. I actually fell getting into the bath. I'd already had my shower, and I got out because I have this water vacuum, and I go over my shower door and my not tiling. I've got boards like shower boarding. And I go over that, get rid of the excess water so it doesn't leave lime scale marks because we've got very hard water, and it doesn't make mildew. You know, like sometimes when you're around your grouting, you can get mold. So it would kill two birds with one stone. It will stop that, and it will stop the lime scale build up on my shower door. So I thought, oh, you didn't get your little vacuum. So I got out of the shower to get it, which is in the bath, and my bath is tall. It's got very high sides. And so as I stepped back in, obviously I just had my shower, so it was all slippery and wet. And, you know, I'd had my soap and everything else, my shower gel. So I remember thinking to myself, be careful, it'll be slippery. And the next thing you know, I've done a spinneroonie and fell. And then the full force of the bath side and me coming down has gone into my thigh and groin. And it was the agony was unreal. It really was. And then I've kind of hit my shoulder on the wall, and then hit my face on the back of the bath. And I just stunned. I was stunned. I could not move. I was in so much pain. And I turned over, so I was sort of sitting in the bath. Everything was hurting. And I just wanted to cry. I just kept thinking, oh my God, I just feel like I want to cry, and I couldn't get up. And that was the thing, because I hurt my left leg and toe and my right shoulder. So I couldn't put my weight on my left side to get up. I couldn't put my weight on the right side to get up. I was stuck. And I always take my phone in. And I always think, you know, just in case. But it was out of reach. So I thought that was really clever. You bring your phone in and then you put it out of reach. So the only way I could get up was to actually turn over, get up onto my knees, use the good arm to try and get myself up. And I got up and I got out, and then I messaged Gary. I've had a fall. I feel like an old lady now because, you know, I refuse to get old, and I don't consider myself old. And when that happened, it kind of made me feel a bit ancient. So I've got some new hellos. 1 minute. Gwen, hello, and Kristen and Maritza. Woohoo! Goodness, hello. How are you? Laura, welcome. Good to see you all. Don't forget the thumbie if you're just coming in. So I was saying earlier, I haven't done an evening live for a very long while. Used to do them all the time, maybe more than one a week, but I haven't done one for so long. And I just thought, you know what? If I clash with someone, so be it. I can't really help it. I'm not subscribed to every channel to know who's live and who's not anyway. So I wouldn't necessarily know. So yeah, cheers, guys. A quick slap. I'm a little bit worried about that stuff. Gary gave it to me. It is Dr. Pepper. Hi, Dorothy from Tasmania. G'day, mate. It's Dr. Pepper. And one time before I had that, and I swelled up. I mean, I really did. My stomach was like really felt so tight as well. And right from under, like my whole rib cage, from under my bra, it was almost like I looked down and I had no boobs because all I could see was tummy. Sometimes that's normal. No, after a big dinner maybe, but I hadn't eaten anything and it was just getting bigger and bigger. And I was so uncomfortable. Gary actually, in the end, this was a long while ago, took me to A&E. And it transpired, they said, you have an awful lot of upper gastric wind. And I said, I know. And they said, but, you know, we need to investigate, because they said that that is one of the symptoms of ovarian cancer. And I said, what? Why? She went, I don't know. You know, it's just one of the symptoms. Anyway, I didn't have it. I did all the tests, but it was just, to this day, they've never figured out why that should be. But I just thought, well, I'll avoid Dr. Pepper. So I always have. But he gave me a glass earlier and I was fine. So, yeah, I'm back on it now. Well, because, you know, I didn't know I was drinking it when he first gave it to me. He just poured it out and we had dinner and he gave me a drink and I drank it. And afterwards, when I said to him, do you want a drink, Gary? And do you want a hot one or a cold one? And he said, I'd have a cold one. And I saw it on the side and I went, did you give me Dr. Pepper? And he said, yeah. And I thought, oh, well, I've not swelled up like a big tight drum. So, you know, must be okay now. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the variety. It might, and it was a long while ago. So it might just be one ingredient that they used to have in there that they don't have anymore. So what are you guys doing? What are you making? Are you making anything nice? I've kind of toying with the idea of getting my knitting needles out. Although I've got so many commitments at the moment with crochet that it's, you know, when I have the time. Hi, Carol. Welcome. Don't forget the thumb. Good to see you. So, yeah, I kind of thought I wanted to do some knitting earlier. I bought some real big yarn, you know, kind of thick yarn, which I don't think that kind of stuff crochets too nicely. But I wanted it anyway. I got it on one of my last Yarn Quest yarn hauls. I got it at the range and it is really thick and quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Shiny. It's got a sheen to it. You're working on the C2C? I've never really done C2C. When it first kind of hit the scene, I you know, I watched it and I did it and I thought, yeah, I can do that. But I've never actually done it. Never. It's not been something that I've mastered. I did the swatches, but I never did any more. A 3D rose square. Wow, that sounds nice. For a bag. Is this for you to do your craft fairs? And you're doing the C2C as well. Janet Bales, hello. Knitting a mosaic blanket, crocheting a mosaic blanket, and knitting a shawl. So I've not ever knitted mosaic. I knit, but I don't do much. And I never forget when Paul was at school, when he was little, I decided to make him a pullover for school because his pullover had this kind of green. Well, actually, it might have been a little bit brighter, more of a jade, I guess, but or navy, not navy green. This one, sorry, but you know, darker green. Those were the two colours of his school jumpers and sweatshirts, and I decided I was going to make him one. I got the wool, and I made it and everything else. My knitting is very neat. My tension is really good, but my sewing up, oh my god, it looked like a 6-year-old had done it. It was awful, absolutely. Do I have a project for Mother's Day? Not as such. Depends. What kind of thing do you have in mind? It's your first time mosaic knitting. Well, good on you. It's a shame you can't show it. You enjoyed doing C2C. And Carol's been a member for 4 months. I don't have a fancy tune, so I just have to sing one. No, I won't put you through it. I won't. Oh, honestly. Actually, I can hold a tune. Not necessarily the tune it's meant to be, but I can hold a tune. Done the odd bit of karaoke, but my kids are the singers. Both of them. Both of them have a bit of a a liking for singing. So yeah, I tried the C2C, but I've never pursued it. It's not that I can't do it, I just didn't kind of pursue it. And it's like waffle stitch as well. I've never bothered. I did a little swatch. I can do the waffle. Never done it. And yeah, I don't know why. It's just those kind of things. I don't know. I think corner to corner, when I do it, looks scruffy. Other people do it and they make amazing pictures with their C2C. When I do it, a bit like a dog's dinner. And yet I've got good tension. So I don't get that. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just too much of a perfectionist to see the bigger picture and let it grow and then start taking the shape it's meant to take. That's probably what it is. But, you know, bit back you said your cow was hungry and bellowing. Was it a cat? Did I say that? My cat. I have a cat, not a cow. Yeah, I have a cat. Her name is Fluffy. Michael, my youngest son, named her. He's not very imaginative. I need batteries in my sound. I had to throw it away, Tracy. The batteries were more expensive than the thing. So I might buy another one because they lasted a long time. But yeah, it it was. I will get my little sound machine back. That was brilliant. I enjoyed that. I did see one the other day, and I thought, shall I order it? And I don't know why I didn't. But yeah, the batteries were more expensive than the thing, so there's no point. And hello, another Tracy. I've got two of you. There's three of us now. I'm glad you caught me too. Don't forget the thummy. Just asking. Okay. Well, I've kind of got several things that I've been doing, like with this. I'm doing a year of granny squares, so there's always the bag if you want to make that, which is, I mean, it's kind of, you can make it out of anything, any colours, and you can always put like a little flower on there. So yeah, this is it. This is the bag. You can make a smaller strap or a longer. I've got crossbody, but it's fully lined. It's lined. I lined the squares, and those joins are quite tight. You won't get anything through them. But I really, really love this bag. I actually do. I'm very proud of it. And I'm going to use it. I definitely am. But I need to get myself a very nice button because I don't have any. I only got pink or something. So, yeah, not best. And I've got other things. What things have I got on my channel that are good for Mother's Day? I've got shawls and stuff like that. But I'm making something at the moment that it's been taking me I've kind of got to a certain stage, lost my sheet of paper where I had all my measurements. Then I found the paper and couldn't find the whip. And then I had them both, but I'm doing something else at the same time. So, but the thing I do have in my shop is Mother's Day bags. Now I did, funnily enough, my pop-ups disappeared. I had trouble with my shop website the other day. And because it had Easter eggs on it, my web designer took it down. But I really want it to go back to just the Mother's Day one because Mother's Day is different around the world. So I've got mystery bags, and they are about this big, and they hold a little yarn. So they're not massively expensive, but you can choose your fibers. You can choose just to have a cotton one or a cotton and an acrylic one. All that sort of thing. And I have these little mystery bags in my shop, and they've got Happy Mother's Day on them and different designs. There's some yellow ones, pink ones, there's purple, there were mauve, but there's all different ones, and they were very popular in the UK when it was Mother's Day. But our Mother's Day has gone. It was March, but I know it's different around the world, so there's still I've still got them, so they're still available. But in terms of crochet, I haven't made anything really for a little while. I mean, I've got a few shawls and stuff on my channel that are kind of, depends what your mums are like, really. My mum was never a shawl person unless we were going to a function. But she would have loved a blanket, you know, a ton and a half of blankets. Oh, that just went. Oh, let me see. What did I miss? I was just going to read that. And it had other plans. No, I haven't got a cow. That's funny. That is a good one. That is a good question. That is a good question. Everyone finds the stitches and patterns that suit their style and comfort. That is very true. Just finished your knitted waterfall cardigan. Now crocheting an eel warmer with a leftover yarn. That sounds cool. Thank you, Carol. It's so cute. My daughter probably would love it. It is cute. Hey, Angel, hi. You come across my live. Bless your heart. Thank you. Oh, yeah. By the way, Angel just reminded me, I'm now on TikTok. So if you have a TikTok, please follow me on TikTok. I don't know how to put the link in, but it's just Crochet Rocks, Hobby Rocks. Is it Hobby Rocks, Crochet Rocks? I don't know. There's a way to find out. If I get my little mouse, wrong mouse. Not two of them. Two computers are in here. And I always have the wrong. Where's the other mouse? My mouse has disappeared. That's a phone. Uh-oh. I moved the lead and it said leave the studio. What? Maybe I found the other. Hang on. Here it is. The yarn is hiding it. It's hiding under the yarn. Let's find it, shall we? Let's not hit anything we shouldn't. Gloria's making a hat. Didn't like any of that, but I'm sure would do it for a friend. I don't know what you see. It depends what mums like. All mums are different, aren't they? My mum was, and I think I take after her, that there's no way on this earth I'd ever be like old, wear an old lady dress or anything like that. So I take after my mum in that sense. It is Crochet Rocks, Hobby Rocks, all one word. And then next to it, it says Crochet Rocks. But I've been busy uploading videos to that. And I have 180 followers now. And I need loads more. Loads more. Tons more. More the merrier. Yeah. I kind of got into it because my niece is very... I don't know how many she's got, but she's got quite a lot on TikTok. And she's very good on TikTok. It's Crochet Rocks on TikTok. Yeah. Hey. It certainly is. But, you know, why not? It's kind of gives me something else to do. You're watching ads. Be right back. And no, I did not get notified of your live. Just come across it. Well, you see, they don't notify all anymore. Even if you do, when you ring the bell, you click it to all. They don't. They just don't do that now. They make so many changes. How about the heart keyring? That's true. Yeah, I made a puffy heart. I would have one to show you, but Sophia has it now. Sophia comes in and she sees things and she picks them up and goes, oh, that's nice. Would you like it? And so she goes home with it, and that's it. I don't have one to show anyone anymore. But she does love my crochet, and I'm teaching her, so that's fun. Well, hey, Janet, thank you very much. Woohoo! You don't have TikTok, don't need any more rabbit holes. That's true. They are a bit rabbit holey, aren't they? First time viewer, hi, Carolyn, welcome. Don't forget the thummy. So, yeah, welcome in. No, I must admit, sometimes I sit there and these little short things, or I'm on TikTok and you scroll, and time just flies and flies. So, yeah. Tracy, TikTok link. I can't do it, can I? I don't know how. I'm not, I guess I've got a million mice. I don't want to touch anything. because I might mess it up. I know how I could do it. Hang on. Right mouse, yeah. If I go back on there and cut and paste that, and go there, go on YouTube, and where's view your channel? Go into my live. Hang on. Oh, hello, here I am. Right, and I can scroll down and I can cut and paste me. It should work. Yay, there we go, see? Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a willy, there's a way. Right, I need a drink after that. Cheers, my dears. So you'll have to keep me updated on how long I've been yakking away for. I'm not used to seeing this layout. Well, actually, it does actually have it live 43. So I guess 43 minutes have I been talking that long? Really? Doesn't feel like it. Ah, thank you, Angel. She's such a sweetheart. Oh, you posted it. I couldn't see it. I don't know how to scroll that up. But I saw it said link, but I didn't see a link. Well, thank you very much. You're such a sweetheart. I do appreciate it. I appreciate it all. Are you planning to watch the Miami race this week? Oh, yes, I am. As much as it pains me when the people I don't like win, I still am an avid F1 fan. But yeah, I'd love, and do you know what? I'd really love to go to one in the US. Not necessarily Vegas. I've heard bad things about the Formula One race, you know, the way it's set up and what you can actually see and everything else. So, but the Miami one always looks really cool. So, do you mean F1? Is it in Miami? I didn't know it was. But yeah, are you meaning the Formula One? Because you might be talking about something else. But yeah, I love it. I do. How's the family and Fluffy? Fluffy is lovely. She's become quite she's got a little routine of the morning. I get up and the minute she hears me, the meowing starts, because she won't live in the house with us now. She lives in the conservatory because she's frightened of Gary. But she lets Gary feed her. And there was a time when she would come in the house, she would sit on the sofa with him in the morning and let him stroke her. But other than that, she really doesn't want to go anywhere near him. 1 minute ago, I think it might need updating. So, yeah, and I have to give her a wet food pouch, which she's now got into ones by I Ams. And I give her one out in the garden. Sounds bad. I give her a pouch out in the garden. And then about 20 minutes later, she wants another one, but she doesn't get it till 12. And she sits out on the decking, basking in the sunshine or under in the shade, or if it's raining, she shelters under the table. But she does love it out the garden now. She absolutely loves it. She doesn't want to come in until the evening, and I don't think I've actually got her in yet, but she'll come in and have her biscuits. Hi, Donna. Welcome in. Could be Max by any chance. And yeah, possibly Max. Yeah. It could be Max. Yeah. He didn't shroud himself in glory, you know, a few years back. So I think, you know, he's matured, and I dislike him less now. But I'm not that keen on Lando either, and I know I should be because he's British, and I should. But I'm not even that keen on him or Russell. I don't, I don't dislike them, but I don't feel like about them the way that I kind of feel about Lewis. You know, I always want Lewis to win, even though I don't know, I just feel like he's a nice guy, and he's got his knockers. Everybody does. But I don't wonder why she's afraid of Gary, because he's got great big feet, I think. I think that is why. Because Fluffy lost an eye when she was very young. She's probably about less than a year old, or maybe about a year. And she was, like most cats, that's where I used to live, out and about, going over the fence and exploring. Well, I think she come up against a dog, because she come running in the house one day, and after that she got a bit ill, and I sort of noticed that underneath her, I call it an arm, I know it's a leg, but one of her front legs, under her arm, where her armpit is, sorry about the bruises, she had a hole, and it was getting a bit infected, and so I took her to the vet, and as well as a wound, she was going milky-eyed, like she looked like she was going blind. And whereas she was, as a kitten, she wouldn't go anywhere near you, didn't want to be picked up, didn't really want fuss, and if you stroked her, she would be kind of, get off me, I don't want that, you know. Suddenly she was all over you, you wouldn't move from her, and she was wanting affection all the time, and it really wasn't like her. So I took her to the vet, and she said that she was going blind, and that I'd have to have this thing drained and packed. So she had the cat, she did all that, and when it came time for me to pick her up, she wasn't even conscious when they gave her back to me, which was bad. Anyway, it didn't get any better, and it was weeping. She didn't even tell me she'd left an open wound. She just gave me some medication. In fact, she wasn't even there. She just gave it all to the receptionist, and so didn't have no message for me at all. So I got in touch with a lady who she works alongside the RSPCA. She neuters cats when people can't afford it and stuff like that. She's a really lovely lady, and I knew her from before because she got a cat for me. So I got in touch with her, and I told her what had happened, and she said, go to see this vet, he is much better, you know, just get a second opinion. So I took Fluffy there, and he said the blindness is probably just because of the pain. Sometimes that happens, and once the pain's gone, she'll probably get her eyesight back, but you know, she has got a bit of an infection, gave her some antibiotics, and anyway, she got much better, her eyesight came back, but one of her eyes was darker than the other one. And so I guess that one was never as good again. But then it started to swell. A long while later, started swelling. So I took her back to the vet, and he said, I'm sorry, but she's going to have to lose her eye. It's glaucoma. And if the other one goes, then you might have to have her put to sleep. So anyway, never has, thank goodness. But she's only got one eye that's sewn up. But yeah, I think it's because she's got the one eye, so she can't see as well. And I think his feet frighten her. And plus, he's not a cat person, so he does tend to go, shh, you know, things like that. And she's like, he doesn't like me staying away from him. A monkey in and out. Doesn't know. 20 minutes, he's gone out, and then he cried to come back in through the window. Back out again. I think Fluffy does that. She sort of like says, oh, I like to come in now. Goes to the dinner bowl, has a little nibble. Now I want to go back out now. Yeah, thank you, Angel. Don't forget the thummy. Hi, Rhonda. That's fine. No worries. Good. I'm glad you came in. Oh, your daughter's picking you up to look after your granddaughter. So have a lovely time. And I've got Harley for a few days coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. Another reason I'm trying to get a few things filmed is because, you know, I'm going to have Harley for a few nights, and I've got a lot of things coming up. You know, I've got a Bryan Adams concert, which I can't wait for. But at the same time, I don't know, I've got to a stage in my life where I book stuff and I think afterwards, oh, it's such a chore to go, you know. But at the same time, I love Bryan Adams. I've been before, and he's brilliant, and I'm looking forward to it, but I just wish I didn't have to go out. Sort of like, kind of defeats the object, I know. But we've also got Comic-Con, which we went to last year and booked up. I told Gary really that we should have done next year or something. I had a break for this year and gone another time. You've got 4 cats, all 13 years old. I used to have 4 cats. Hi, Debbie. Welcome in. I used to have 4 cats, but they weren't mine, really. I had 3. And then Michael, and when he was married to Gemma, they moved in with us and they had a cat. So suddenly there was 4 cats in the house. But one of mine was really old, Norris. Michael kind of names the cats, and he called her Norris because she had a grumpy face like Norris from Coronation Street. You're seeing Gary Barlow tomorrow. I know, such a high. The trouble is, you want to go. You really want to go, but at the same time, it's like, oh, such a chore. Such a chore, just don't want to go. But when you're there, you're going to really love it, and you're really glad you went. But it's the physical act, isn't it, of actually getting there and going, and all the palaver that goes with it. I get that totally. I'm really the same. I always think, oh, why did I do this? Why do I book these things up? And then, because you want to go. There's part of you that still wants to do these things, and then you just think, oh my God, it's like the Comic-Con, Julie! Well, hey, hello. Good to see you. Well, hey, looks like old times, isn't it? Me in the evening on a live. Way past my bedtime. No, it's not really. Sometimes when I hurt myself, I was getting really tired early, but not lately. I've been kind of going to bed quite late, but busy. Yeah, I've been so busy. I'm trying to crochet a few things and get things ready for a certain couple of tutorials I've got coming up. You moved in with him, came with 2 cats and a dog. We have 2 dogs and a cat. Well, I had the same thing, Darlene. When they came back, they had a cat, and then they moved into a place of their own and got a dog, and then they moved back with a cat and a dog. So yeah, I had the same thing, and it wasn't just a dog. It was an extremely naughty, big, giant poodle called Negan. It was a very apt name because he was a very naughty dog. A very naughty dog. And it doesn't matter how I used to hide it from him or put it in airtight containers, like a glass one with a lid. If I had chicken, he would always steal it and find it, break the container, and then you'd see him disappear under the conifer trees with my chicken. And he did it so many times. He was just a chicken thief. But he was a lovely dog. And I used to have this swinging chair. It was my mum's, really, but I had it for years, right outside the back by my patio doors, and used to sort of sit there, and he'd come over and he'd just put one paw there, and he'd really cuddle you. It was just, and he was all curly and fluffy. It was lovely, but naughty. Very, very naughty. But the only dog that I can safely say I'm not allergic to is a poodle. And I've had Jack Russells because they reckon they're the short hair and they're not the same. You can't be allergic to them. But I do this a lot when I've got any other dog. But Negan wasn't allergic to him in the slightest. I'm allergic to my own cats. That's why you've seen to see me do this, or yarn fibers sometimes do it, but I'm allergic to my own cat. But I do snuzzle her, which is probably one of the reasons I get a few allergy symptoms here and there. One of your cats is a thief. We had it's weird our cats are so different, isn't it? Because Norris was grumpy and she had this really scraggy meow, like meow. Oh, terrible it was. And she was all right with us, but she was very antisocial. Then we had one called Ginge. Told you Michael names these cats. It was a ginger cat called Ginge. And yeah, hypoallergenic. It was brilliant. I wasn't allergic to him at all. But she would go out and then she used to let herself in. Seriously, she could get herself in. And usually the window in the front room would be open a little bit. And she would go up to it, open the window, get out. And she would come in via the same window. Even if it was closed, she would hook it open and get in. But she used to get on the sofa and go up to the living room door and push the handle down and go out. It's like she was so clever. She really was. Very intelligent. And then we had, who did we have at the same time? We had Buffy. Buffy was Gemma's. But it was my fourth cat. Must have been Fluffy when she was little. Yeah, Fluffy. She was a baby then. But Norris passed away because she was old and her mobility got so bad in the end she just couldn't move about. And once her legs went, they said it was kinder to put her to sleep, which was quite sad. And then Ginge went away and didn't come back like cats do when they go away to die. Michael and Gemma at the time moved out with Buffy, so it just left me with Fluffy, and that's all I've got now. But 1 minute you've got 4 in the house, the next minute 1. Hello, Helen from, where you gone? Indiana. Your cockadoodle never shed fur. I'm sorry about the squinting. I should just put my glasses on or read the phone. Cockadoodle. So, collie doodle. Sorry, collie doodle. Not a cockadoodle. A cockadoodle. That's a rooster, isn't it? Oh, God, I should put my glasses on. Just stop being so vain and put your glasses on, for Christ's sake. The cockadoodle. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm back. I've lost it. How did I ever have it? I don't know. Oh, collie doodle. It's the doodle bit, isn't it, that makes it that way? Plonker. Just call me Rodney. It's not Plonker, it's blind as a bat. Oh, Lulu, hello. Welcome to the nut house. And Kathy, what have you come into? I've got to take them off. They're steaming up. I can't wear them. It's just sort of steaming up. Oh dear, oh dear. Feel bad for people who are allergic to animals. It is a joy to have them, and it is awful to be allergic. Have you put your claim in for your delay? No, I know I must do it. I actually commented that I must do it, but it's going to be a bit of a big job. I've got to find all those receipts, and I've got to photocopy them and construct it all. But I've definitely got to do it. It's silly, isn't it, not to? A cocoa doodle could be a cocker spaniel with a mini poodle. A cockapoo. That's what they're called, isn't it? Cockapoo. Oh dear. Apparently, if you put egg yolk in with your cat's food, powdered, I saw, but sure, fresh would work. And if it dried is easier, it's supposed to stop allergies. Not if they're allergic to egg, it wouldn't. But, is it really? Oh, wow. What? So that I would then not be allergic to her fur, you mean? Because it's the saliva, isn't it? That's not the fur so much. It's when they groom themselves. That's what you're actually allergic to. Is when they're constantly licking and doing all this with their slobber. That's what you're allergic to. It's the saliva. Or I am, rather. Or people, should I say. But it's not the fur so much. When I first had allergy testing, I've got another bout coming. I've done the blood test. Got another bruise. Can you see it? There, another one. And tomorrow I'm having a blood test, so a bigger bruise. So it's because I've joined a new surgery and they want a blood test. I don't. Ugh. But anyway, Yeah, when I had the first ones, it came up with the only things that I was allergic to at the time were fur, animals, and dust. It was the dust mites, and I was allergic to several types of dust mite. So I've got a few of those knocking around in various corners. So I'm not sure that she'd like it though. I don't know. I suppose, where would you get egg powder from? Would that be weird? How can that stop it? How can that stop what she secretes? I wonder. I don't know. Sorry, I'm still laughing at myself. Oh, Cock-a-doodle. Can't believe I said that. Oh, I know, my bruises are bad. That one is just a little blood test bruise. But the others, oh my God. An egg. Yeah. Did you not? You got to read the message. It's further up. Carolyn said, apparently if you put an egg yolk in with your cat's food, or powdered, but I feel sure fresh would work too, but dried is easier, it's supposed to stop allergies. So that's what we were referring to. You never had allergies till you moved to New York. The funny thing was, most of mine came out when I started living in the city. I went to look after my nan in 1980 when I just left school, and because she'd kind of had a bit of a decline, and I had to take her to various appointments, and it was a smog. Suddenly, I was like, my eyes were streaming. She had warm air central heating in her flat, and that used to give me asthma and nausea and all sorts. It's awful. Allergies to cats. Get well soon. I will hopefully try. Good excuse not to dust. I try and get Gary to seriously do the dusting. I can't touch that. I'm allergic to it. But, obviously I do when I sort of have a look over near the TV and I think, oh, got to dust the TV cabinet. I don't mind doing that so much. But when you're kind of unearthing something, like when we moved the fish tank, for instance, we took it away. Obviously, you can never dust behind a fish tank or hoover under a fish tank cupboard. So when he took it away, I was like, oh, Gary, you've got to do that. I can't go anywhere near that. I'd be ill. I'd be really ill. My sister, before she'd got the dog that she has now, funny enough, they're always golden retrievers, her dogs, whatever they are. She had one that he'd only have to come near me and I'd get a sore throat. My eyes would prickle, and because he had a lot of doggy dander, that lot of dust, you pat him and he'd billow clouds of dust. But he used to love cuddling me and used to want to snuggle everybody. And I'd arrive at her house perfectly fine, go home with a stinking, feel like I got a stinking cold and a sore throat. But I'd be all right the next day when I'd got all the stuff off and put it in the washing bin and everything else. But yeah, he always used to make me feel really ill. But once she's got now, it doesn't, which is weird. You really suffer when the wind comes up outside. That's a post about the egg powder. What is? I can't scroll on this. You're allergic to not buying. I know what you're saying. You have a golden doodle. He is hypoallergenic. They're brilliant. They're hypoallergenic. They're fantastic dogs. Because when Gary says we should get a dog when we're older, because when we don't want to go away anymore, we should get a dog. And I say, he always like, oh, I'd like to have another Jack Russell. And I say to him, look, you can have a dog as long as it's a poodle, because that was the only dog that I'm not allergic to. You can have a big one if you want it to be more macho. You can have a giant one like Negan, but poodles are the thing, and but he doesn't want a poodle. But if anything happens to Fluffy, he doesn't really want me to have another cat. He's not a cat person anyway. But he said tonight, if anything happens to you, I'm not keeping the cat. I mean, you can look after her. I'm not touching a litter tray. But I said she never goes in it anymore. She's always outside. But, you know, it's not kind of catified. Me, I'm more cat than dog, to be honest. But, yeah. I'd rather cats look after themselves, you know, in a way that dogs don't, which is what I appreciate. Appreciate them for it. But, yeah, I think they are tie, though, animals, aren't they? Especially when you go away and things like that. So, yeah, I kind of get it. But I've never, ever had a period in my life that didn't have a cat in it, which is going to feel weird if anything does happen to Fluffy, because I won't have one. And it does, when in the past, when there's been, you know, one cat's passed away, and I've always had another cat, because it doesn't feel right not having one. I think maybe I was a witch in another life. I'm gonna have my cat. But yeah, it would probably do my health a lot, a lot better if I didn't, to be honest with you. But there's always got to be something making my nose itch. It might as well be the cat. Something always does. Weird allergies, they really are. I mean, last time I did a live on here. I've only done 2. The first time I went up onto a panel wasn't my live, so I didn't have to do anything. So the last time I did a live on here, that was my first time, and I couldn't turn it off. Like, people kept messaging me, "Are you still live?" And I'm like, "No, I did put end stream, but it didn't want to end." And Kerry said, "Oh, that's happened to me. That's happened to me before. Don't worry, it's not you, it's them. It just runs on." But people kept joining, expecting to chat. And I was like, yeah, but yeah, I know someone who's got one of those bald cats. They're weird, aren't they? She says it's lovely and silky soft. Because when I say to her, I can't stroke a bald cat, and she like, but it's beautiful, soft skin. And I'm like, ew. She loves them. Sphinxes, they call them, don't they? But those hairless cats, they'd still wash. they'd still wash, and it'd still be their saliva. I think that's what you're allergic to. Would you crochet clothes for a hairless cat? With that velveteen yarn? Give it some fur. I love that velveteen yarn that I got in my shop. I absolutely love that. I've gone out of stock of some of it. The colours that I liked have gone out of stock, I think. So I've got to put in a King Cole order soon, because I need a few, need some restocks. And I might try that new stuff that getting a bit uncomfortable in this chair. There's some new yarn, Jamboree, I think it is. There might even be a few new ones that I haven't seen. So I might try a few of them. But I've got a few new yarns come in. There's a blooming helicopter buzzing up above my head. It's really annoying. They feel like extra fine chenille. Ooh. Do they? Bit funny. You had a Shih Tzu cross Bichon. Their breed is hypoallergenic. Sorry, can't remember how to spell dog breeds. That's all right. At least I can figure out. I think you spelt it right. I don't know about the Bichon. I've never seen that written down. But I think you definitely spelt Shih Tzu right. I'm probably going to get the bots listen to what I'm saying and think I'm speaking profanity with the word Shih Tzu. It's like going to a zoo where they've only got one animal. Sorry. It's just a joke, I remember, that's all. Sorry, I won't do it again. I try to be more sensible. Can you see that happening, really? Nah. Yeah, but the bald cat, come on. I don't think I could snuzzle it. You know, when I go out and feed Fluffy, she's out there on the decking waiting. Most of the time, she climbs those steps and she's up there like, come on, get it open. And I'm trying to open the pouch, and then you kind of squeeze it from the top to get it down. And all the time she's like headbutting this hand. And so I stop and stroke her, and then she's like, "Ugh." So I'm like, okay. So I start doing this again, and she's headbutting the hand. So I stop and stroke her, and then she loves that for a minute. And then she's like, come on, get it done. Yeah. So she has her little little routines. Yeah. I'll miss her though if anything happened to her. And it would feel weird not having a cat. It really would. I don't know if I can. I might have to sweet talk Go. I don't think he'll ever let me have one though. Those cats are hard to take care of, are they? What, bored ones? I think they're called sphinxes. I'm not sure. I know that's what this woman Linda, I think she's got a couple now. She used to sort of have pictures of it on Facebook, but I'm sure she's got two now. Strange. Bichon Frise. Little fluffies. That's what I mean. They're cute. I love them. I mean, Shih Tzus are lovely, but what's that other breed? Oh, Schnauzer, miniature Schnauzer. They're cute. They're so cute and fluffy and gorgeous, but you know, I'd sneeze like crazy with them. Do you know what? I think I better end this live. I mean, I've been gas bagging for ages. 1 hour and 13 minutes. It's like those bulldogs with, oh my goodness, they're weird, aren't they? Oh, I'll talk a bit longer then. Hello. You just come in, Josie. I won't end yet then. I'll speak a little bit longer. But yeah, I know do you know those dogs are funny looking? When I was a young girl, my mum had a friend and her name was Sheila, and she used to show dogs, and she got one of those dogs. I don't know what they're called, but she got this dog because she thought she'd win with this dog because it was so unusual. And she had an old Pekingese. Was it? No, sorry, Chihuahua. She had an old Chihuahua who was like getting like wonky teeth and spindly kind of grey. And this dog won tons. It really did. And it knew how to show itself. So we went to this. She said, I want to go in the dog show and I'm going to take, I can't remember what the dog was called. But I want someone to take the old dog. I can't remember that one's name either. So she said, would you do it? And I went, me? I've never done anything like that. And she went, you don't really have to with her. All you do is you have to trot around the ring, then go up to the table and put her on the table, and she'll do the stance herself. She knows exactly how to stand. She'll do it for you. So I said, oh, okay, yeah, all right, I'll do that. So anyway, coming to the veterans show, and there I am with my lead, trotting around the ring, like, gone all the way around, gone up to the table, put the dog on the table. Dog's done the stance because it's a proper stance. And he's examined the dog and he said, thank you. And I took the dog down. And Sheila went in to the other one and her dog lost. And my dog won. She was like, I wish I'd taken her now. And we had to do like a little lap of honour. But yeah, I took this dog for the dog show. It won the veterans race, won the veterans show, and her bald dog with the tuft didn't come anywhere. But yeah, it was a long while ago. But I don't remember what that breed's called. But yeah, they are ugly. They're really weird looking. Sorry if you've got one, but they are like bald cats. They just don't look snuggly, do they? The whole idea of an animal like is because it's fluffy and cute and you snuzzle it. But God bless Ditoto. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, hang on. It's moving too fast for me. Can't read that. Your cat baby I rescued from a trash bin outside my apartment. I hand raised her and now I am her actual mother. She licks your face and hands. I used to Muffin, my ginger cat, long time ago. He was called Muffin because he had an M on his forehead. If it was been later on in life, it might have been McDonald, but he was Muffin because he had this M, like ginger M. and he was long haired and fluffy, and he used to like to sit on the TV. Do you remember when TVs were big and they had like a cabinet and the top was like about that big, like the whole TV, and then you had the big back end sticking out of it? I used to sit on this thing and he'd get more and more statically charged. And then when you go near him, he'd want to kiss you. So he'd hold up like so you could put nose to nose. And you go up to the cat and it'd go, you get this static shock. And he'd like go, and look at me as if I'd done it to him. It's like, it wasn't me. Another time when I was pregnant, he used to sit on me. He used to like to sit on, I'd lay on the sofa and he'd sit on me. And then as my bump got bigger and bigger, suddenly it started to kick him, and he'd be like sitting there, and all of a sudden he'd look at me and I'd say, it's not me, I didn't do it. And then he'd kick him again and he'd look at me and I'm like, it's not me, right? I'm not doing it, it's not me. He'd get off in disgust. So it's not, I'm not doing it, it's not me. Yeah, it's like the, hang on, I've gone too far back. End up with seizure problems. That's the trouble when they breed dogs, isn't it? To look a certain way, they breed problems in. They have to go to the groomer more, that is true. Oh, thank you so much, Angel. You're so sweet. Plug the charger in and forgot to switch it on. Done that before. Done that loads. Especially like when it's your phone and you've had it on charge all night but you haven't, and you get up and it's flat. You've got a Maltese cross now and they don't shed. I don't know what they look like. You might have to send me a picture. Hello, Mindful Crocheted. Good to see you too. Something Mexican bulldogs. Are they Mexican? Arriba. Thank you very much. I like that very much, Lulu. No, I've never had let it stop me either. I'm allergic, but I do. And I don't know people's real names. This is the problem. So hello, if I've missed anybody, I do apologize. Chinese crested dogs, that's the one. Baldy cats and dogs will cost you a fortune, in fact, of 50. That's very true. Hello, Billy Bart Cody. Welcome in. That is true. You know, I can remember when I think you had like some operation and I used to have to factor over the operation site. Yeah, that is very true. Goodness. But yeah, I don't know. I don't obviously I like dogs to be fluffy or cats to be, I like long-haired cats. I don't dislike short-haired cats. You know, I've had a few, but I love to see them all tufty and long-haired. That's my favourite. That's my favourite cat. And Fluffy is a long-haired cat. And she's identical to the one across the road, which is a bit awkward. Sometimes I see Thomas out there strutting his stuff and I think, where's Fluffy got all the way over there? And then I look and it's him. I know, and the only way I know it's him is because he's got two eyeballs. So it gives it away when he kind of looks over and I'm like, that's not Fluffy because she's only got the one. Oh, one eye. Funny Muffin. Muffin was a lovely cat. I had two, Muffin and Skippy. They were both babies of my cat Prudence when I left home. I didn't take Prudence with me because I was moving into a masonette or a little flat. So she wouldn't be able to go out, but she was used to going out where my mum lived, and it was lots and lots of ground, you know, brambles and all sorts of shrubberies and naturally occurring grasses and everything. She used to go over there and hunt voles and all sorts. So it wouldn't be fair to have took her away from that environment and kept her cooped up. So I had two of the babies and they were long haired, Muffin and Skippy, and they were like my babies because I didn't have kids then. So yeah, I like my yarn, Fluffy. and my baby cats. But Muffin and Skippy were just so good, and they were very intelligent cats. Used to play fetch with me, and yeah, lovely they were. Oh, I just don't feel won't be the same not having a cat in my life. You know, Gary will watch this and he'll be like, cats, having a cat. But Fluffy will just have to live forever. Cheers, my dears. I'll stop when my drink goes down. And I haven't got one anymore. So yeah, so Year of Granny Squares tutorial up tomorrow. Snowy Cat. Just noticed me with live, no notification. That's YouTube for you, isn't it? Maybe if everybody was to, no, don't do it. I was going to say, if you go back and redo the notify all, but they don't notify all anyway anymore. They just don't. Even if you do click it, it just don't. It's one of those things, but I don't know what the answer to it is. I would have given you lots of notice. I'd have put it on my wall or made a little announcement, but it was a spur of the moment decision. That's my trouble. I am a terrible spur of the moment person. You know, when you see people who have put up so and so is going live, scheduled for this, and then put up several, all nicely scheduled for whenever. But me, I feel like going live. Let's do it now. That's always the way I am, you know. I'm terrible like that. Never plan much. And Gary's a terrible planner. And he can say things like, you know, when I'm off next week, what are we going to do? I don't know. Well, asking me now. What's the weather going to be like for a start? You know, I don't know. Let's figure it out nearer the time, like 5 minutes before we're due to go out. Or something like that, you know. Never plan. Going to pick up your kiddos from school. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Take care. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I used to do them a lot. I don't know what got into me really, but I just got out of the habit. I think it was when Gary changed his job, you know, and he didn't used to be around in the evenings. I did a lot, and then suddenly he went over to a different type of job. And even though, and when he first did that, I used to think I'd keep him awake, but now he's over the other side of the house, so I'm sure that I could be as loud as I want and he wouldn't keep him awake. So yeah, I don't bother. But there's always so many people going live, isn't there? And I always worry, or used to worry that I'd clash with this person or that person, but there's always replays. There's always two tabs open and dipping in one, dipping in the other. There's always something you can do, isn't there? So yeah. Oh, you're saying hello to Tracy, the other Tracy. There's 3 of us in here. 3 Traces for the price of 1. Almost gone, guys. Yeah, I've not swelled, or maybe this fat face is because of this. I don't know. Maybe I'm skinny, really. You know, it's this problem. I don't know. Only joking. I'm kind of getting a bit sick of my diet. I've had the last 3 times I've weighed myself, I've stayed the same, and you know, getting a bit annoying now. And it was when I had that accident that night. Couldn't cook. Gary had been to work, and we had a takeaway. And so I knew I'd knocked myself out of ketosis and I would get back on it again straight away. And I did. But every time, and I'd already stayed the same for a week before that happened. And I'm still staying the same. And I'm not happy about it. So although I wanted to do low carbon because it's quicker, but it's not quicker if you stay the same. So I might have to switch and go back to Slimming World. And I know Gary will, although he was the one who wanted to do low carb this time, I know he's not enjoying it so much, the food, although he did enjoy my curry the other night. But I think, you know, he'd rather we go back and do Slimming World, so I might do. I wanted to lose weight. I've got a wedding to go to in October, so I wanted to get as much weight off as I can before I go to the wedding. And it's, you know, before I go away on my trips that we've got planned as well. Not Comic-Con so much, but we've got a couple of cruises, to be honest with you. We've got, so they sound grand, but they're not that expensive, these ones. One of them, Gary booked up when his uncle died and left him some money, and that's in December. But we booked up one before that to see the Christmas markets, and we liked it so much we booked another little one. You got to go, darling. Okay, thanks for coming in. See you soon. So yeah, we're going to do a couple, but they are off season, so they're not too expensive, because they are crazy expensive in the summer. You notice that if you got off your keto diet and then got back on, it doesn't work well. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And they say, you know, one cheat day is a cheat week, because it takes that long to get back on it. And sometimes you never do get back on it as well. So I don't know. It doesn't fit in. I said to Gary the other day, you know, when I used to make my own food before I met him, and I would just make food for me and me alone, it worked and I got really thin. But when you kind of got to cook for someone else who doesn't like this, doesn't want to eat veg, doesn't want that, it's not always work. And then they cook for you, you know, it doesn't work out so well. So I think we might end up going back. Reach a point when you don't lose weight for a while. Eat for a few days normally. Yeah, but even though I did with, you know, getting the takeaway, it's not really worked. So I've got a feeling we'll give it. I said to Gary, I'm going to do it for another week after my fall, you know. I said to him the other day, going to go one more week with it. If it doesn't budge, the scales don't budge again, then I'm coming off it. I'm going to do Slimming World, because it doesn't matter that Slimming World's slower. One of my hairs now. It doesn't matter if it's slower. It can't be slower than stopped, can it? You know, well, I suppose it can. It can go the other way. Let's not think about that. We went on a low cholesterol diet and lost 20 pounds and have kept it off for a year. I lost 16 pounds. And then it stayed the same for the last 2 or 3 times I've weighed myself. And I know that usually I lose a bit of weight and then I lose inches. And then I lose a bit of weight and then I lose inches. But I would have thought I'd have lost a bit more weight by now. But it's not really worked. That hair is tickling me. Anyway, last bit. All gone. So I'm going to get off, because I've been on for an hour and a half. And I think that's quite a long while to babble away in the corner. So thanks very much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I will do a few more. So I will try my best to give you a bit of notice, but I don't always. I'm a bit spare at the moment, as I said. So, but thanks for coming in and spending your evening or afternoon, wherever you are in the world, with me. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, guys. Mwah. Bye, everyone. I don't know if it's going to work. Didn't last time.